Hello, my name is Chris Palmer, and in today's video, I want to discuss how to build backlinks from your PBN. So this video is going to cover exactly that, how to maximize the results, get the best results for the lowest amount of budget. So this video is going to touch on how many links should you be sending out, how to set up your PBN to pass the maximum amount of power, and I will also cover some tips and some tricks along the way. Most effective ways. Now, a one-to-one is going to be your best bet when setting up a PBN. Now, you have one main website. It's about one topic. It's going to a main ranking page and linking from one to one. All right, so this is going to be your most effective way to build out your links, but it may not be the most cost-effective way. I want to cover how you should be linking out to get optimal results. So in order to get optimal results, what we want to do, and I'm going to discuss these structures now. This is going to be the optimal setup. We have our PBN and it's a one-to-one. We have set this up within our network. Now we are linking from our PBN, which is niche specific. All right, this is one site, 10 sites, 20 sites, and they go to one money site. Homepage to homepage, homepage to homepage. This is a perfectly fine structure that you will get maximum benefit out. Now, let's say that you have multiple sites and you really want to stretch your budget to get the best results. Now, another way that it could be set up is, let's say that you are buying your sites expired domains. Maybe you're getting them at auction. Maybe you're drop catching them. Maybe you're putting in back orders. This is going to be the recommended way that I would recommend that you do it. You really want to take a look at sites and you want to get those perfect sites that fit your criteria, fit your metrics, have the referring domains. They're receiving a little bit of traffic, right? You want to put in those back orders. Pay the $14. Phoenix is an excellent service for this. I'm not affiliated. I'm just recommending. I want to help. So another way that you can do it, and what you'll find is when you get these sites, yes, the homepage is the most powerful. However, with that being said, let me go ahead and just show you this. But generally within that site, you will come to find that maybe a site has multiple pages that are receiving a little bit of traffic and referring domains. Now, so what you're looking for is referring domains. So this is what we're looking at to gauge our power. But we're also want to make sure that we're getting a trickle, at least a trickle, or we want to start ramping up some traffic. Even if we need to start sending social, whatever we need to do. So we have our PBN site. This is our homepage, all right? This is our homepage here. But that pbnsite.com has a good page, all right? So this is good page. But it might not only have one good page, it might have a PBN site. Now, this may be the case for you. Maybe this PBN site that you have just rebuilt, and you can go ahead, they have tools that you can just rebuild them how they were. This is how I do it. I guess this is a lazy man's PBN, but it's still very effective. And then I just work on producing more content and getting traffic to the site. So once we have this, because a lot of times what we'll find is we're going to have our money sites, but we don't just have one money site, right? We will have multiple money sites. So this is also very effective. So I want to go ahead and show you, because if we have numerous pages on the same site that are all powerful in their own right, because Google, again, is looking at pages, not the overall website. And we also know from running tests in the past, I have some other videos, I've shown tests of this, that if I send a link from a homepage and then I send it again to the same page, this is ineffective. However, because I have these two pages here, if I send a link from here to here, and here to here, and from here to here, this is effective. This is all the same site going to different money sites. But what's very beneficial about this is now we have these other pages. When we have other pages that are their own entity receiving traffic, but they're on the same domain, they can still pass power. So what we can do to really get a little extra oomph is we can send now a link down to this money site, a link to this money site, a link down here. The main page, right? The home page can pass power, but so can these pages too. All right. So say I'm going from here to here. All right. Now I can, and this one's going here and this one's going here. If I want to go ahead and say really power up this money site, I could send one from here up to here too, and it's going to receive that added bump. All right. Now you may not want to interlink every single one, but this is also a very effective way to pass a lot of power. Again, we really want to stick with the one-to-one, but look at your site and your pages as their own standalone pages. So when you're determining referring domains and traffic, make sure you look at secondary pages as well, because you can really stretch the power of your PBN. Now, a lot of times what you'll run across is something that I call budget. All right, these are budget PBNs. Now, let's talk about a budget PBN. Now, budget PBNs are these links that you will receive that are generally $5 or $10 coming from spun content. They're relatively cheap, but instead of linking to one-to-one, which is optimal, or 1-to-3, what they will then do is link out to 20, 30 different sites, because you are just diminishing the returns and the power of that site. Now, let me go into one more way that you can pass power, another way that you can set up for optimal results. Let me go ahead and just show you this quick. So in order to really stretch the power, generally we set up about 10 sites. I'm just using 3 here as an example. SERP to SERP is going to be different. It really is going to be determining the amount of referring domains and traffic in order to achieve that top result that we're after. Those are the 2 metrics that we're looking at. All right. So we have our PBN site. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. All right. Now, another way that we have found to be effective is we, on top of the homepage, all right, we would add a keyword, all right, slash. So it's off of the homepage, all right, it's our first domain. It's going to be marked as a keyword. Now, again, would be here, all right. So I just want to go ahead and just write this out for you so it makes sense for you. Now, this is another way to pass that topical, pass that power. If you don't have a completely optimal website as far as topically relevant, I know that right now topical relevance may not be that important for passing power, but I feel that in the very near future, we really want to stay on topic. We want to stay niche specific. We really want that optimal result. So this is a way that we were using very powerful domains, tons of referring domains. They were receiving the amount of traffic that we feel it was fair enough for the niche. But this is how we did it to really pass a lot of relevance from a site that was powerful, but maybe not exactly topically relevant. All right, so let me show you this. So we built the PBN site, and then we just made a page. Let's say it was keyword. Okay, network. I rebuilt the pages to their former glory, but then I would just do an offshoot. All right, now it's containing all of that age and that authority, but it is a new page. But because of the keyword and title, topic modeling. So what I want to do here is we're then taking this keyword here. We'll say this is keyword 1. We'll say this is keyword 1, 2, and 3. All right. And then we are able to then pass to here, pass to here, and pass to here. But because those keywords are probably interchangeable, we're using PBNs, maybe we're trying to take over SERP, or maybe we're trying to overtake a particular cluster of keywords, then this is the strategy that we would use. This is what we set up last time that was very powerful, because when we're in the same niche, we are then able to start passing in between, just like this. All right, so say this one to here, because we could go keyword to keyword, keyword to keyword, and generally if we are in the same niche, it's going to work out. Now you can do this same exact thing. Instead of this being, say this is a page, all right, so these are pages. You can literally, instead of doing that, you could use the same setup. All right, you see how this is pbnsite.com keyword. Instead of making a page, you can do a post off of the home page. So just as a quick example, what I mean by this, very simply, is we have our PBN site, all right, .com. This is already set in stone. But what we went ahead and did was, instead of building out, and we'll say that this is a money site, instead of us building out pages, we did 1, 2, 3 posts off of the homepage, and then we link those out. You can use the page or the post setup. All of these ways will be very effective. I want to make sure that you understand we're in agreement here that the best way to build out your PBN is going to be one site to one site, one link to one link. Now, if you want to take that site and link internally, that's perfectly fine. Or if you have other pages that are going to be very powerful, such as in this example here, all right? But when we're really looking for the best optimal results, it's PBN to money site, 2, 3, anything that's linking out to 5 sites or under is going to be highly effective. Now, I see link sellers that really stretch it. Like I said, 10, 20, 30 outbound links. I mean, it's really absurd. You're really getting diminishing returns. This setup here is going to be really good. It's going to be cost effective. If you have the budget and you really want to rank and you're in a hard niche, then this is going to be the option for you. So my name is Chris Palmer. I hope I was able to shed light on how to effectively link from your PBN to your money sites for the optimal results. So if you have any questions about how to build backlinks, how to create backlinks, really anything digital marketing, off-page SEO, or SEO related, always feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next How to Build Backlinks video. Have a wonderful day.
Perfect.